Welcome! Today I'm going to be talking about our first synth building block, oscillators. Oscillators are the beginning of your audio signal path and the only source of sound coming from your subtractive synth. We remember from the overview video that we're talking about analog subtractive synthesis here, so we're making our sound by carving material away from a big harmonically rich sound. To make a metaphor to woodworking, the raw oscillators are like the uncarved block of wood, and the filters, amplifiers, and modulators are the tools and the chisels we use to carve away at it until we have made what we want. So what do they sound like? Every synth offers its own unique take on the oscillator, offering different shapes, types, and amounts. Oscillators will sound a little bit different between different synths, but several simple oscillator shapes are the most common. With analog oscillators, you typically get sawtooth, square, and triangle. So now let's look a little closer at what these sound like. Sawtooth is a smooth linear arrangement of all harmonics named for the wave's resemblance to the teeth of a saw blade. Smooth and bright, these wave shapes are useful for all kinds of sounds. A square wave looks like this. Bright like the saw, but look at the spectrum. It's missing all of the even harmonics, every other one. This creates a hollow sound with increased bass, great for chunky bass lines or 8-bit video game sounds. Finally, the triangle. Hollow like the square because the even harmonics are missing, but much less bright because the upper harmonics are not nearly as strong. The bass is heavily emphasized, making triangle waves great for kicks or sub-bass. Now let's talk about inputs and outputs. The only output is always the audio output of the oscillator itself, which is what we hear and see. There are usually multiple inputs that can control the oscillator, but the most essential is pitch control, because obviously that's what allows us to play notes with these oscillators. Often a second input will be included that allows you to modulate the shape of the wave. Most common is pulse width modulation on a square wave. Watch the pulse width change. And that is what an oscillator is and what it sounds like. Next time I'll talk about how we can process these oscillators and shape that sound into something really cool. Thanks for watching.